Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist, a revival of original Adventism and ancient Christianity, presents Escape for Thy Life, a program explaining prophecy, current affairs, theological issues, rights and freedoms, health issues, natural disasters, comparative religion, spiritualism, pioneering history, creation versus evolution, escape for thy life. Good day, this is Brother Medina for Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist, and please let us start with a word of prayer. Loving Father, please be with us as we enter into this presentation. Bless all listeners and turn people to your service. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen. Welcome to our new television program on this television station. And we want you to know what we are all about. And we want to explain to you, first of all, who is Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist. And Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist is not affiliated with the General Conference or the Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist is an independent Seventh-day Adventist church with branches in Grenada, in St. Vincent, in Canada, in the United States, in Pakistan, with membership in England and other places of the earth. This church has been raised up by God to produce holiness in people and to prepare people for the end which is swiftly coming. Now, the name of our program is Escape for Thy Life, as you have seen in the headline. The question is, why Escape for Thy Life? Why is it that the name of this program is escape for thy life. If we turn to Genesis chapter 19 and we look at verse 17, here is exactly what we are told. I quote, "And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed." End of quote. And here we are told that the angels grabbed Lot and his wife and 2 daughters by their hands, dragged them out of the city of Sodom, and told them, escape for thy life, because imminent destruction was coming to the cities on the plain. And our program clearly emphasizes that imminent destruction is coming to the world, and you need to escape for your life before this destruction takes you. And that's the reason why our program is named Escape for Thy Life. You are to escape for your life before destruction comes upon you. And this is the reason why we are calling upon you to look at the things we are going to show you in our program and see why you should escape for your life. The type of programming Escape for Thy Life is it is like a documentary preaching program, because we give you documentary clips from the YouTube, and these documentary clips, we explain them, showing you evidences that we are late and that time is coming to an end soon. These documentaries also show you what is going on in the world, that you would have film proof, documentary proof of the lateness of time. We are making sure that we take clips from the YouTube that are not copyrighted, and that we will use them to show you proof that you are late, that you are living in the end of time, and that Jesus Christ is coming soon. For example, if we turn to Luke chapter 21 and we read verse 25, here is exactly what we are told. I quote, Luke 21, and we look at verse 25. Here is what we are told. I quote, "And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." So here we are actually told that there shall be signs in the sun and signs in the moon. Well, my dear people, May was one of the hottest months of the year, as you have felt the sweltering heat. Now here is the reason why. What happened in May 2013. There were huge explosions, huge eruptions on the sun, the surface of the sun, that engulfed more than 1,000 Earths. And this is what causes extra heat to come from the sun and cause the Earth to heat up. Greenland is melting at an unprecedented rate. So is the North Pole, and so is the South Pole, as great icebergs are breaking off. And all this heat came from eruptions in the sun in May 2013. So just look at this clip and you will see a brief account of what NASA photograph shows us of what was taking place in the sun. Now here is a sign on the moon. The facts are, my dear people, recently a huge chunk of rock fell upon the moon, smashing into it and giving a huge explosion. The explosion was so gigantic it could be seen with the naked eye looking at the moon. So here is one of the signs in the moon, a sign of the end. Take a look at this clip.
For the past 8 years, NASA astronomers have been monitoring the moon for signs of explosions caused by meteoroids hitting the lunar surface. Lunar meteor showers have turned out to be more common than anyone expected, with hundreds of detectable impacts occurring every year. They've just seen the biggest explosion in the history of the program. On March 17, 2013, an object about the size of a small boulder hit the lunar surface in Mare Imbrium, says Bill Cook of NASA's Meteoroid Environment Office. It exploded in a flash nearly 10 times as bright as anything we've ever seen before. Anyone looking at the moon at the moment of impact could have seen the explosion, no telescope required. For about 1 second, the impact site was glowing like a fourth-magnitude star. Ron Suggs, an analyst at the Marshall Space Flight Center, was the first to notice the impact in a digital video recorded by one of the monitoring program's 14-inch telescopes. "It jumped right out at me. It was so bright," he recalls. The 40-kilogram meteoroid, measuring 0.3 to 0.4 meters wide, hit the moon traveling 56,000 miles per hour. The resulting explosion packed as much punch as 5 tons of TNT.
Yes, my dear people, the weather pattern on the earth has been changing rapidly. So much that now, in the desert country of Saudi Arabia, we had hailstones falling, rainstorm, and flash flooding. In this clip, we want to show you one of the signs of the end. Look at the kind of flood that just took place in Saudi Arabia in 2013, May. I am sure that you are surprised to have seen this happening in Saudi Arabia. But then look again in Brazil, where the world's largest forest is, the Amazon forest. Here we actually had sandstorm covering the place and making it look very dark. Again, this clip shows us that things are changing and that the end is coming soon. Yes, my dear people, and of all things, in Russia, 6 volcanoes recently exploded at the same time. 6 volcanoes in Russia. This clip gives us a brief account of it.
Volcanic activity is increasing in a remote area in Russia, with 6 volcanoes currently erupting. But the locals have mixed reactions toward the situation. Here's more.
6 volcanoes are currently erupting in Russia's remote Kamchatka region. Volcanologist Yaroslav Muraviev says so much activity was last recorded 55 years ago. He says the number of eruptions is increasing all over the world.
We've seen 2, 3, up to 5 volcanoes erupting simultaneously, but we have 6 volcanoes erupting this year, and it's not just happening here, this is a global trend.
All these are signs of the end, changes that are taking place, and changes that will even take place more proof that we are living in the end of time and that Jesus Christ is coming soon. But take a look at what took place in Canada. There was an ice tsunami where the cold breeze blowing in from the lake created ice and pushed the ice growing, literally growing, onto the people's house and destroying people's house. Never before has this happened. Now we are seeing a new thing taking place here. Ice tsunamis, all these as a sign that we are living in the last days.
May the 12th, 2013. A massive ice wave has plowed through lakeside cottages in Canada and in the Midwest of the United States, near the border. Two separate ice tsunamis, up to 30 feet high, had some residents fleeing for their lives. The ice wave came ashore like a slow-motion frozen tsunami, literally crawling and crushing through windows and front doors, even destroying some two-story buildings and wrecking over a dozen homes.
Oh my God, Nikki, look! Take a shot, Nikki. That is crazy.
And in California, homes have been sinking into the ground as we are living in the last days. Homes have been sinking in the ground. And this clip is designed to show you homes sinking into the ground and being destroyed. Yes, my dear people, we are living in the last days.
We turn now to news of our natural world. We learned tonight an estimated 32 million people were forced to leave their homes around the world last year for weather-related reasons. Tonight, it appears to be happening again in Northern California, where some people in a neighborhood that's been there for 30 years are looking for a new place to live because the ground, the environment underneath their houses is sinking. NBC's Eamon Mohiuddin is with us from Lakeport, California tonight. Eamon, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Nestled above the hills of wine country here in Northern California are beautiful homes and idyllic resorts. But there is a mystery here causing homes like this one behind me to crumble. And it has local officials and residents here puzzled.
This is about as far as we should probably go.
It started with a few cracks in the wall. And within weeks, Scott Spivey's dream home began slipping away.
The doors wouldn't shut, the front door wouldn't even close, I couldn't lock it. Everything started getting out of sync, you know, and the house just started moving.
His house, along with the homes of his neighbors in this subdivision 100 miles from San Francisco, are sinking. And it has caught everyone here by surprise.
11 years of living here, and we had to get out in 48 hours, and it was stressful.
Something strange and destructive is happening north of San Francisco. Officials say several homes are sinking. Bill Whitaker shows us why more homes could soon fall victim.
You're looking at a mystery. 7 homes in this neighborhood about 100 miles north of San Francisco have been red tagged by safety officials. Over the past 2 months, they have been sinking into the ground. Another 6 homes are under voluntary evacuation orders, meaning have your bags packed, you could be next.
Anybody would be afraid of here. You know, it's only because of the unknown. You know, you don't know what's going to happen.
The 30-year-old Lakeside Heights subdivision might soon have to change its name to Lakeside Depths. Officials confirm recent leaks in nearby irrigation pipes, but they say it was relatively minor, not enough to saturate the hillsides and cause this slow, steady collapse.
Yes, my dear people, sinkholes have been appearing all over the world. And in Russia, in one city alone, many sinkholes appear, causing cars to go down into them and houses to go down into them. We want you to see clear evidence of this in this footage that we're showing you here.
The Russian city being eaten alive, cars, buses, and trucks disappear beneath the earth as they are swallowed by giant sinkholes. Citizens of Samara live in daily fear of the ground disappearing beneath them. Dozens of holes have sprung up across the city in recent weeks. The sinkholes have left a trail of devastation and reportedly claimed 1 life. They may look like stills from an apocalyptic horror film, but these images have become a daily reality for residents in a Russian city. The yawning underground caverns are all believed to have sprung up in recent weeks, swallowing cars, buses and claiming at least 1 life. The massive craters have appeared in car parks, busy intersections, by the sides of roads, and on major and minor thoroughfares.
A sinkhole swallows a number of homes in Russia. The houses all fell into this 45-foot deep sinkhole in a little town in central Russia. One resident said he heard a rumbling noise and then saw a tree outside his window just disappear.
Yes, my dear people. And even in the city of Chicago, we are having real clear evidence of sinkholes appearing there. In this clip, we want to show you a car going down with other cars in a sinkhole in Chicago.
WGN cameraman Leo Brocato captured that exclusive video as a third car fell into the sinkhole earlier this morning. The roadway caved in just after 5 o'clock this morning, as I mentioned. A man driving an SUV was sucked in immediately along with a parked car. That driver remains hospitalized today. The woman who was about to get into the car you saw falling in is counting her blessings today. Her son said her timing this morning was fortunate. Now that driver, at last report, hospitalized in serious to critical conditions. Emergency crews tell me that he had suffered a head injury. No other drivers or residents were injured. Water crews are awaiting equipment to shore up the walls so the 3 vehicles can be removed.
And strange of all strange, swarms of flies, pestilences have struck a city in Serbia. This has never happened before, but a lot of strange things are happening as we come to the end. So observe in this clip a large amount of flies attacking a city in Serbia. Yes, my dear people. Also, animals are dying all over the world in mass deaths. In Trinidad and Tobago, we had 2 separate incidents of a large amount of fishes dying in certain rivers. We even had the corbeaus falling from the sky dying. In different parts of the earth, this has been happening at an unprecedented rate. In fact, you're going to see here fishes dying in the sea, and birds literally have just dived to the ground and killed themselves, thousands of birds. Take a look at this clip explaining these things.
It's emerged 15 dolphins have died in recent weeks as Adelaide's marine mystery deepens. Meantime, the mass fish deaths along the south coast are also creating new waves.
A special task force has been set up to solve the mystery behind a mass fish kill along Adelaide's coastline.
Up from North Haven to Maslins.
The areas are still littered with dead fish. Over the last couple of weeks, tens of thousands of fish, as well as penguins and even dolphins, have washed up.
Visitors to Victoria's Gorge Walkway have noticed a strange sight just below the surface recently. Hundreds of dead squid.
How they died, how they got here, a mystery.
Dead fish are washing up along the Lake Erie shoreline. What are they telling you about the amount of dead fish? It's overwhelming, isn't it?
It's pretty unbelievable to be down here and to see all these dead fish. It's the worst fish die-off, experts say, we've seen in decades.
Fish are turning up dead in a popular central Wisconsin fishing spot.
This is all happening at the Big O Plain Reservoir just outside Mosinee. All the dead fish there are causing quite a sound.
Where thousands of birds mysteriously dove straight into the ground.
More marine life's washing up along our coast, with another 2 dolphins discovered today, as well as a rare fish. With the death count now at 26 dolphins, and experts mortified by the saga, saying it's unprecedented in this state.
Yes, my dear people, all these are signs of the end. Clear evidences why you need to escape for your life. We are facing the end of the world. And in Matthew chapter 24, verse 44, here is what Jesus told us. I quote, it says this, "Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh." So the Son of Man is to come very soon. And these events are to show you that the Son of Man is coming very soon. And furthermore, if you look at Luke chapter 21 and verse 36, here is what we are told. I quote, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." These are the warnings that have been given to us to show us that terrible things are about to take place, and you need to prepare for the second coming of Jesus Christ. There are a whole lot of events happening all over the earth, much too much to show you on this one show, but we promise you that bit by bit as we go on, we are going to get footage and we're going to show you evidences that we are living in the last days, why you need to escape for your life. In closing, my dear people, every second and fourth Sunday of the month, we have this program on this television station. And we are asking you to call people to look at it, to see what is going on, to recognize that Christ is coming soon, and you need to prepare for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Furthermore, my dear people, if anyone wants this television program on DVD, all you have to do is to call us at the number you see below your screen, 625-0446. 625-0446, and we would give you this program and others that we have. And what you are seeing passing before your screen here are the various web addresses we have. All you have to do is to go into them and you would get various information from Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist. And may God bless you until we meet again in Jesus' holy name. Amen.